Elena accepted the friend request at 9:17 p.m. The profile looked normal. A name, a photo, two mutual friends, nothing that felt dangerous. By midnight, he knew where she worked. By the next week, he knew which cafe she visited after closing. And by the time Elena understood what was happening, the stranger from her phone no longer felt like a stranger. He felt like someone standing too close. But that is not where the story really begins. To understand how one friend request became the first warning sign, we have to go back to the beginning, when everything still looked harmless. Elena was careful online. At least, she thought she was. She did not post her address. She did not share private details. She did not talk to random accounts. So, when the request came in, she almost ignored it. His name was Chris. His profile picture showed him outside, smiling slightly. Not too polished, not too strange. There were two mutual friends. That made it feel safe. Elena clicked accept. Nothing happened at first. No message, no pressure, no strange comment. For 3 days, he only liked a few posts. An old photo, a picture of her coffee, a story she had posted from a rainy street. Then came the first message. That place has the best coffee. Elena stared at it for a moment. It felt harmless. Maybe he knew the area. Maybe he had been there too. Maybe it was just conversation. So she replied. It started small. A few messages, a few jokes, a few careful questions that sounded natural. Chris was easy to talk to. He did not rush. He did not flirt too much. He did not say anything that made Elena feel unsafe. That was part of the problem. He seemed patient. He remembered details. The day she said she hated being interrupted. The friend she had stopped seeing, the nights she worked late, the fact that she always walked home instead of taking the bus. At first, it felt like attention, and attention can feel comforting when it arrives softly. But slowly, the messages changed. Not all at once, just enough that Elena noticed, then explained it away. You got home late tonight. She read the message twice. She had not told him she was home. Then she remembered the story she had posted earlier. The streetlight, the rain, the corner near her apartment. Maybe he guessed. The next day he wrote, "Long shift again?" She had not posted about work that day, but she had liked a comment from a coworker. Maybe he saw that too. Every answer had an explanation. That was what made it easy to ignore. A photo, a tag, a location in the background, a mutual friend, a comment she had forgotten was public. Nothing looked like stalking when each piece stood alone, but together, the pieces formed a map. Chris began asking questions that sounded like concern. Are you home yet? Who was that guy in your story? Why were you at that place so late? Do you always walk alone? Elena told herself he was protective, maybe a little intense, maybe lonely, maybe just interested. But then came the first moment that felt wrong. She was at the cafe after work. Her phone lit up. Chris, you always sit near the window. Elena did not move. She looked around the room. No one looked back. The street outside was dark. The window reflected her own face. Her coffee sat untouched in front of her. She typed, "How do you know that?" For almost a minute, he did not answer. Then, "You posted it before." She checked her profile. He was right. Months earlier, she had posted a photo from that same table, same window, same street, same little crack in the wall behind her. That should have made her feel better. It did not, because knowing something publicly is not the same as bringing it into a private conversation at the exact moment someone is there. From that night on, Elena became more careful. She stopped posting in real time. She stopped tagging locations. She stopped sharing small details. But Chris still seemed to know too much. When she went quiet, he noticed. When she stopped posting, he asked why. When she did not answer, he sent another message. Then another. Then one that made her stomach tighten. Are you hiding from me? Elena closed the app. For the first time, she felt afraid of a notification. The next morning, Chris apologized. I am sorry. I did not mean to scare you. I just worry. You seem different lately. The apology sounded perfect. Soft, reasonable, almost sad. And because he sounded sad, Elena felt guilty. That was how the pattern worked. He crossed a line. She reacted. He apologized. Then somehow, she felt like the cruel one. Over the next week, the messages became more personal. He asked why she stopped posting. He asked if someone had told her not to talk to him. He asked if she trusted him. Then one night, Elena received a photo. It was blurry. A street? A parked car. A familiar front door in the distance. Her front door. Under the image, Chris had written, "I just wanted to make sure you got home safe." Elena could not breathe for a second. There are moments when the mind stops trying to explain things away. This was one of them. Not because the photo was violent, not because there was a threat, but because the distance between online and real life had disappeared. The man from the friend request knew where she lived, and he wanted her to know that he knew. Elena called her sister. At first, she could barely speak. Then the words came out quickly. The messages, the comments, the cafe, the photo, the feeling that he had been building a picture of her life from pieces she had never meant to give him. Her sister said one sentence, "Block him now." Elena blocked the account. For a few minutes, nothing happened. Then a new request appeared. Different name, no photo. The message said, "Why did you do that?" That was the moment Elena understood. This was not misunderstanding. This was not concern. This was not harmless attention. This was access. And once he had it, he did not want to lose it. The story became unclear after that. Chris said he had only cared. He said Elena had overreacted. He said public information was not private. He said she should not post things if she did not want people to notice. That is how manipulation protects itself. It turns fear into drama. It turns boundaries into cruelty. It turns invasion into concern. This story is fictional, but the pattern is real. The warning sign was not one friend request. It was how quickly a stranger used small pieces of information to create closeness. A liked photo, a tagged place, a public comment, a mutual friend, a routine shown by accident. Each piece seemed harmless. Together, they became a way in. Dark psychology does not always begin with a threat. Sometimes it begins with someone who studies you quietly, someone who remembers too much, someone who appears exactly where your loneliness is, someone who calls attention care and calls access connection. The first red flag was not that Chris messaged her, it was that he knew details before trust existed. The second red flag was not that he apologized, it was that the apology came after he had already crossed the line. The third red flag was how quickly Elena felt responsible for his feelings. A healthy person does not make you afraid to post, reply, leave, or block. A healthy person does not treat your online presence like permission to enter your life. And a healthy connection does not make privacy feel like betrayal. If someone knows too much too soon, pay attention. If someone turns your boundaries into an accusation, pay attention. And if one small interaction begins to feel like a door you cannot close, listen to that feeling. Sometimes the danger does not start with someone breaking in. Sometimes it starts with someone you let in by clicking accept. That is the lesson inside this case.